Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I'm Khitar Chugtai and you're watching my YouTube channel School of Advanced Chemistry. Today I'm going to explain Cambridge O-Level Chemistry Paper 1, May-June 2021, 1-2 variant. Let's get started. Let's start from the question number 1. The formula of the magnesium oxide can be investigated using the fact that when magnesium is heated, it reacts with oxygen to form magnesium oxide. Magnesium oxide is being formed in this case. Magnesium plus oxygen goes to MgO, magnesium oxide. Which apparatus is used for this investigation? Number 1, here is a glass tube and that is connected with a gas syringe. This gas syringe is used when any sort of gas is being liberated or that is being produced during the course of a chemical reaction. In this experiment, there is no any sort of gas that is being formed. Here is the formation of MgO, that is a white solid. So this apparatus is unsuitable for the measurement of this sort of investigation. Second one, this is a closed container and we will never use the closed container for the heating purpose, with especially whenever we are going to react with the oxygen or any sort of combustion reaction and so on. The step 2 is said to be the balance. It is said to be the balance, measuring balance, you can say. Cut. It is said to be, the second step is this is the balance. That is a measuring or electrical balance. And step 3 is the crucible. With the help of this balance, we would be able to find the mass, change in mass, you can say, with respect to time. As magnesium is going to react with oxygen to make MgO, there is increase in mass. And to ensure the completion of reaction of the magnesium with oxygen, we use this crucible for the heating purpose. So 2 and 3 operators are the correct one, and overall answer is D is the correct option. Question number 2. Which property of the liquid ester can be used to check its purity before use of food flavoring? To check the purity, we have to use the data of melting point or the data of boiling point. If we are able to check the melting and boiling point of a substance, if it is showing the sharp melting and sharp boiling point, fixed melting and fixed boiling point, it is said to be the pure substance. So the criteria of the melting of the purity is melting and boiling point. So A is the correct option. The third one, question number 3, which separation method would give pure sample of both substances from the mixture? Number 1, copper sulfate crystals with water, and the method is crystallization. Just keep in your mind, we are supposed to make both substances pure sample of the both substances. In first case, copper sulfate crystal and water, the method is crystallization. Crystallization will only make solid CuSO4, not the water. So we can preserve one component, that is copper sulfate, not the both one. So this is the incorrect option. Ethanol and water evaporation. Ethanol is liquid, water is liquid, both are volatile liquid, so we cannot separate them, we cannot detach them with the help of evaporation. Again, it's the wrong option. Salt and sand with the help of or by the method of filtration. Yes, it can be done, but this salt, if this salt is soluble salt, there is no indication of any soluble or insoluble salt. If this salt is insoluble, If this salt is insoluble, filtration cannot be performed. So once again, third one is again the wrong one. The last one is nitrogen and oxygen, fractional distillation. Yes, we can separate, we can differentiate, bifurcate the liquid nitrogen and liquid oxygen mixture with the help of fractional distillation. It is true. So D is the correct option. Question number 4. An aqueous solution of J is a colorless solution that contains cations and chloride ions. Separate sample of the solution gives white precipitate with few drop of aqueous sodium hydroxide and few drop of aqueous ammonia, right? Once again, separate sample of gives the white precipitate with a few drop of aqueous sodium hydroxide and again with a few drop of aqueous ammonia. So, which statement about J is correct? So, it means that white precipitate, the formation of white precipitate is indicating the presence of aluminium 3 positive ion, or they may be the zinc 2 positive ion, or lead 2 positive ion, or the calcium 2 positive ion, and so on. Let's see it further. Which statement about J is correct? Cation in J must be Al3 positive ion. Yes, it could be. Come toward the next option, B option. Cation in J must be iron 2. No. In case of iron 2, green precipitates are formed. Green precipitates is formed. When dilute nitric acid and aqueous barium nitrate are added to the aqueous solution of J, dilute nitric acid and barium nitrate, what are the purpose of the barium nitrate? To check the presence of SO4 or SO3 negative ion. A white precipitate is formed. A white precipitate is formed. No, this precipitate only could be formed if there is the presence of SO3 2 negative or SO4 2 negative. So this is the incorrect option. In case of Cl negative ion, there is no any sort of precipitate of BaCl2. Ba2 positive ion will never give the precipitate if Cl only the negative ion is Cl negative ion. The last one, when dilute nitric acid and aqueous silver nitrate are added to the aqueous solution of J, a white precipitate is formed. Yes, it is confirmed, it is correct. This is the AgCl solid. So the confirmed answer is this one. The first one is wrong. It may be calcium, it may be aluminium, it may be zinc, or it may be lead. That's why the first option is the incorrect option. B is incorrect, C is incorrect, and ultimately the final and correct, with all respect, the correct option is D option. Question number 5. The gas X has the following properties. Number 1 is colorless, no effect on the damp red or litmus paper, no effect on lime water, and it's a flammable. Colorless, I mean the most of the gases are colorless except the halogens. No effect on the damp red litmus or blue litmus paper, means it's not an alkaline, it's not the acidic gas. No effect on the lime water, it means that it's not the CO2. And the last one is the flammable gas. It may be the hydrogen one, I think. So it could not be ammonia, it could not be the chlorine. Hydrogen is the correct option. As you know, oxygen cannot burn. Oxygen is not flammable. Oxygen is not flammable. Hydrogen is flammable. Oxygen helps in burning, not burn itself. Question number 6. Which statement about the state of matter is correct? When liquid freezes, it becomes solid and energy is released to the surrounding. Yes, it is true. When liquid is freeze, it becomes solid. Energy is given out towards surrounding. Yes, this is the fact, and this is the first one is the true option. I mean, there is no need to check the further one. It's true. Liquid on frozen becomes solid. Yes, it is true. And energy is always released. That is an example of exothermic reaction. exothermic reaction. Question number 7. Use the product table to answer this question. Which two particles have same number of electron? Same number of electron. I am going to show you the periodic table. Let's see over here. This calcium is having 20 electrons and Ar is having 18 electron. No, the first option is incorrect option. The first option is incorrect option. It's not the correct one. Come towards the next one, sodium and potassium. Sodium and potassium ions. Let's see over here, sodium and potassium ion. Sodium ion mean one less electron, mean it is having 10 electron at the moment, right? And potassium one less mean it is having 18 electron. So again, these are not the same electron. So I'm going to mark it. Again, this is an incorrect option. Come towards iron 2 and iron 3. Once again, this is the same element. It is having, it's losing 2 electron and the second one atom is losing 3 electron. Again, it could not have the same number of electron. The last one, I mean, it will be the correct option. However, we can see it from the data booklet, periodic table. Calcium, this is the calcium, 2 positive ion. 2 positive ion mean minus 2 electron, I mean 18 electrons over here. And the next one is scandium. This is the scandium and is having 3 positive charge, I mean minus 3. So overall again the answer is 18. So the last one is the correct option. The last one is the correct option. Question number 8. The table shows the data of the particle W, X, Y and Z. W is the number of proton is equal to 6. Number of nucleons 12. I mean proton plus neutron. Number of electron is equal to 6. Protons, proton plus neutron and electron. And W again is 6. Number of neutrons plus proton, I mean nucleon is equal to 14. It's having again same electron as the first one. What is the Y? It is having 7 proton number. I mean this is a different element with the nucleon number is equal to 14. Number of electron is equal to 7. And the Z is having 8 number of proton. Nucleon number is equal to 16. And number of electron is equal to 10. Which statements are correct? Which statements are correct? W and X are the isotope of the same element. Yes, it is true. If the two elements, they are having the same atomic number, but different nucleon number, they are said to be the isotope. So yes, the first one statement is the correct one. Number 2, Y is in group 5 of the periodic table. Let me see over here from the data booklet. Let me check it from the data booklet. Y is in the group 5. Where is the Y? Its proton number is 7. Let me check it from the data booklet. Let's see over here. Here is the atomic number, proton number 7, that is nitrogen, and it belongs to group number 5. Yes, it is true. Yes, it is true. Yes, it is true. So again, this one is the correct one. Z is a cation. How can we check the cation are anion? Number of proton is equal to 8. Number of electron is equal to 10. No, it has gained 2 electron. It has gained 2 electron. There is addition of 2 electron. So it is a negative ion. It's not a cation. Cation means positive ion. It's not a positive ion. It's a negative ion. So 1 and 2, A is the correct option. A is the correct option. Question number 8, A is the correct option. Okay, now come to the next one. Question number 9. Which dot and cross diagram correctly show a molecule of ethene? I'm going to write over here. This is ethene, carbon-carbon double bond, 1 hydrogen with, 2 hydrogen with 1 carbon, again 2 hydrogen with the other carbon, and so on. Now I'm going to change it into dot and cross diagram so we can draw it like that. carbon, that is dot n cross hydrogen, dot n cross hydrogen. Between carbon there are two bonds, I mean 4 electrons, dot cross and carbon. And here is dot n cross hydrogen. Again there is a dot n cross hydrogen. For example, the electrons of carbons is equal to dot, and electron of hydrogen is equal to cross. So which one is the correct option? Which one is the correct one? The answer, the correct option, the correct answer goes to B. This is the correct one. You can match it with this one. So these both are the same one, are the similar one. In A, there is a mistake. I mean, there is only one bond between carbon-carbon bonds. Same is the case with C. There is only one CC bond. And in case of D, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 hydrogen. 2 more hydrogens are there. So once again, it is confirmed that B is the correct option. B is the correct option. Question number 10. The name and the formula of the 3 compounds are shown: ammonia, hydrazine, hydroxylamine. Which compound has the highest relative molecular mass? In which compound is the percentage by mass of hydrogen is greatest? First of all, I am going to find the highest MR. What is its MR? The mass of nitrogen is equal to 14 plus mass of hydrogen is equal to 1. 1 into 3, I mean 3. Overall mass is equal to 17. 1 mole of ammonia is having 17 gram. 1 mole of N2H4, 2 nitrogen mean 14 N2 plus 4 hydrogen, that is equal to 32. What about this hydroxylamine? NH2OH, I mean 1 nitrogen, that is equal to 14. 2 plus 1, 3 hydrogen, 1 oxygen, that is equal to 33. That is equal to 33. So the highest answer goes to NH2OH. So either C or D could be the correct option. The highest MR goes to the NH2OH. Greatest percentage by mass of hydrogen. Yes, I am going to find it over here. What is the mass of hydrogen in this compound? 3. What is the total mass of the compound? 17. 3 over 17 into 100. What about this one? The mass is equal to 4, but the overall mass, that is equal to 32 into 100. And the highest answer will be for the first one. Let me check it over here from the calculator. You can see that (3) divided by 17 multiplied by 100, and the answer is 17.64. Answer is 17.64. Come towards the next one. The next one is 4 divided by 32 multiplied by 100, and answer is 12.5. So once again, I mean this option NH3 is having the highest percentage of mass of hydrogen. So this is the correct row, and C is the correct option. Let's see the next one. Question number 11. The relative formula mass of 4 compounds are given. A student has 1 gram sample of each compound. Which sample contains highest number of mole of oxygen atom? So now again, this time you are going to find the mole of oxygen atom, as you have seen in your previous questions, in previous papers. Now let's see over here how to find the total moles of oxygen atom in a compound. Once again, the mass of each sample is equal to 1 gram, and we are supposed to find the number of moles of oxygen atom. First of all, I'm going to find the simply moles. What is the mass of Al2O3? That is equal to 1 over 1O2. That will be equal to moles of Al2O3, right? What is the mole of this one? I mean 1 divided by 102, and answer is 0.0098. 0.0098. The next one is 1 over this 80, that is MR, its formula mass, and again it's moles of CuO, that is equal to 1 over 80. I mean 1 divided by 80, that is 0.0125. 0.0125. The next one is 1 divided by 98. That is the moles of H2SO4. And let's see over here, 1 divided by 98, and answer is 0.0102, or that's sufficient, I mean. The next one is, the last one, 1 over 63 is equal to moles of HNO3, that is equal to 1 divided by 63, and answer is 0.015. These are the moles of atoms. These are the moles of atom. So to find the mole of oxygen atom, I am going to multiply this answer with the oxygen atoms present in Al2O3. In 1 mole of Al2O3, how many moles of oxygen atoms are there? 3 moles of oxygen atom. And in 0.098 mole, what will be the answer? Multiply by 3. In this case, we will multiply with a 1, because 1 mole of CuO is having 1 mole of oxygen atom. Multiply by 1, I mean this answer will remain same. In this case, here are 4 oxygen atom, so I will multiply by 4. I mean it will be 0.040. In this case, the last one, we will multiply with 3. So what should be its answer? It will be 0.045 if I am not wrong. 0.15, sorry, 0.015 multiply by 3. Yes, it is 0.045, 0.04, 0.12, and the first one is 0.0098 multiplied by 3, and answer is 0.0294. So these numbers are said to be the mole of oxygen atom in different compounds. Moles of oxygen atom in different compounds. So the highest answer goes to this one, the last one. So D is the correct option. D is the correct option. D is the correct option. The last one option is the correct one, highest one. So D is the correct option. Question number 12. 10 centimeter cube of propane is burned in 70 centimeter cube oxygen in the closed container. Here is the chemical equation. What is the total volume of the gas present after the reaction? Assume all volume gases are measured at room temperature and pressure, right? And at the moment, he is using the centimeter cube of propane, volume in centimeter cube, volume of oxygen is also in centimeter cube, and he is asking to find what is the total volume of the gas present after the reaction. So number one, we will have to check the limiting reactant first. Limiting reactant. reactant. And second one, the amount of CO2 formed, amount of CO2 that is going to be formed. The second one thing is I'm going to suppose this volume is equal to mole. Let's suppose I'm not going to change volume into moles. I'm not going to change volume into moles. I'm going to suppose that this is the 10 mole. Let centimeter cube is equal to the mole. Let's put. So 10 over here, if I'm going to put 10 over here, what should be the answer over here? I'm going to multiply the whole equation with the 10. Here will be the 50 centimeter cube or 50 mole. Here will be the 30 mole. Here will be the 40 mole. So the oxygen that is being provided in this experiment, that is equal to 70 centimeter cube, and we required for the complete combustion of this 10 centimeter cube required 50 centimeter cube oxygen. So 20 centimeter cube of oxygen will left behind. 20 centimeter cube oxygen will be unreacted. Right? Okay. The next one is how much CO2 is going to form. That is equal to again 30, and it's that is being formed. It will also the part of the final volume, total volume. CO2 is equal to 30 centimeter cube. There is the complete combustion of this 10 centimeter cube. This H2O is the liquid, its volume will not be counted. So the final answer is equal to 20 plus 30, that is equal to 50. So 12B is the correct option. B is the correct option. Question number 13. When a mixture of sodium chloride and sodium hydrogen carbonate, it's a sodium hydrogen carbonate. When a mixture of sodium chloride, that is NaCl, and sodium hydrogen carbonate are heated, the reaction shown take place. There is only decomposition of sodium bicarbonate into sodium carbonate plus CO2 and H2O. Sodium chloride is unchanged on heating. When 6 gram of mixture is heated, the loss in mass is equal to 1.5 gram. 1.5 gram, correct? What is the percentage by mass of sodium hydrogen carbonate in the mixture? Okay. First of all, you can see that from the balanced chemical equation, as you know, there is the balanced chemical equation and you will apply the unitary method. What is the MR of this sodium hydrogen carbonate? Its MR is equal to 84. So as you can see that from this balanced chemical equation, here are the two gases. The loss of mass is because of the formation of these two sort of gases. One is CO2, other one is steam. So let's see over here. I'm going to check the loss in mass with respect to sodium hydrogen carbonate taken. According to the balanced chemical equation, 2 into 84 gram of sodium bicarbonate is going to heat. How much CO2 is going to form? That is equal to 44. The mass of CO2 is equal to 44 plus the mass of 1 mole of H2O steam is equal to 18. So the total loss is equal to 44 plus 18. 44 plus 18. 44 plus 18, and here is the answer, that is equal to 62. So the loss in mass. Loss in mass is 62. What was the original mass? 2 into 84. That is equal to 168. 168 if I'm not wrong. 2 into 84. 168. Yes, it is true that. So 168, when the 168 gram of sodium bicarbonate is heated, At that time, the loss in mass should be 62 gram. If we are, let's suppose we are going to heat the 1 gram, what should be the loss? That is 62 over 168. And at the moment we are heating overall sample, that is equal to 6 gram. If we are heating 6 grams, 62 over 168 into 6. And let me check it again once again. 62 multiplied by 6 divided by 168. And here is the answer, 2.21 gram. 2.21 gram should be the loss in mass. The loss in mass is equal to 1.5. Actual the loss in mass should be 2.25. So the experimental yield and the experimental answer is 1.5, and calculated answer, that should be the answer, that is expected one, that is the calculated one, is 2.25 into 100. You will get the percentage. You will get the percentage by mass. I think this will be the correct answer. I am using the loss and I am going to compare the loss in mass and so on. Let's see over here. 1.5 multiplied by 100 divided by 2.25. 2.25, and answer is 66.66%. I think it's very much close to the C, and question number 13, C is the correct option. This is the shortest method. This is the shortcut way, you can say. It's a C option. This answer is very much close to the answer C. I just find the loss in mass. What should be the loss, total loss, the maximum loss that can be made from this experiment, and what was the experimental loss. I mean, actual loss was equal to 1.5, and as far as the calculations are concerned, our loss should be 2.25. So the loss in mass over the loss in mass, that is experimental loss in mass, and that was expected loss or calculated loss. A loss in mass multiplied by 100 will give you the overall percentage. This will be the same percentage if we are going to solve with respect to the mass, the remaining mass of sodium carbonate. However, this is the shortcut method, and basically, as far as my opinion is concerned, you can say it's an easier method, the easiest one that can be used, that can be applied with the minimum time span. So C is the correct option. Question number 14. Molten sodium chloride is electrolyte. Which change occur at cathode? Molten sodium chloride mean there is sodium positive ion and Cl negative ion. Who is going to at cathode? Obviously sodium will go to the cathode, and sodium 1 positive ion will gain 1 mole of electron to make sodium that is solid at room temperature. What is the name of this reaction? That is happening at cathode, and it is reduction. There is always reduction at cathode, right? So it is a reduction and so on. So what is happening to the sodium ion? They are going to reduce, and B is the correct option. Question number 15. Which positive ions are present in aqueous copper 2 sulfate? Aqueous mean water. Because of water there are minute quantity of H positive ion and OH negative ion. Because of copper sulfate there should be copper 2 positive ion and SO4 2 negative ion. So what should be the appropriate answer? These are the very much in minute quantity, and they will be in high quantity. It's a positive ion, it's positive ion. There are the 2 positive ion, copper 2 positive ion and H positive ion. I mean, B is the correct option. In case of question number 15, B is the correct option. Question number 16. Natural gas is used as a source of energy. What is the main compound in the natural gas? That is the very much easier one, that is the methane. Methane is almost 84% in the sample of the natural gas. So 16C is the correct option. Question number 17. Ethanol is produced by the fermentation of glucose from sugarcane. In some countries, ethanol is used as a fuel. Which statements are correct? Sugarcane is non-renewable, the finite source, that is the wrong one. Sugarcane is renewable, infinite source, you can say. The first one is the incorrect one. First one is the incorrect one. So when sugarcane is growing, it removes carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Yes, it is true. Whenever sugarcane is growing, it is going to synthesize the sugar, glucose C6, H12O6, and in this case, CO2 is the essential element to synthesize this sugar, this glucose that is removed from the atmosphere, that is taken from the atmosphere. So only 2 is the correct one. B is the correct option. Question number 18. Aqueous sodium thiosulfate react with HCl. The rate of reaction increases if the concentration of the both reactants is increased. Nitrogen gas react with the hydrogen gas. The rate of reaction increases if the pressure in the reaction vessel is increased. In this case, by increasing the pressure when nitrogen and hydrogen are going to react, in the Haber process, rate of reaction is going to increase. In first one, sodium thiosulfate react with HCl, the rate of reaction increases if the concentration of the both reactants is increased. Which row correctly explain why the given changes increases the rate of reaction? Why the concentration is going to increase the rate of reaction, and why the pressure is going to change, increase the rate of reaction? What is the appropriate answer? Number 1, aqueous sodium thiosulfate plus HCl. Here are the 4 options, 4 basic reasons. Nitrogen and hydrogen, the mixing of nitrogen and hydrogen, in which we are going to increase the pressure. There are again 4 options. Let me check the first one. Higher frequency of the collision between the particle. Yes, because of the concentration, there is the high frequency of the effective collision. More crowded the particles, more chance of effective collision per unit time. So this one is the correct one. Come towards the next column, higher frequency of the collision. Again, it is correct. By increasing the pressure, by increasing the temperature, by putting the catalyst, by increasing the surface area, all these sort of stuff are going to change the high frequency of collision between the particles. So 1 is the correct option. However, let us check the second, third and fourth one. In B, high frequency of the collision, yes, it is correct. Number 2, the next one is in the next column, energy of activation is decreased. No, energy of activation is only changed and it is increased with the help of catalyst. So it is the incorrect one line. Activation energy is decreased, wrong, and energy of activation wrong. So it is confirmed that A is the correct option. Question number 19. Question number 19. Right. Magnesium react with sulfuric acid. I am going to zoom it out. Zoom in. Magnesium react with dilute sulfuric acid. Magnesium plus H2SO4 goes to magnesium sulfate plus hydrogen. 2 experiments are carried out at 25 degrees Celsius. 25 gram powdered magnesium is reacted. 24 gram powdered, yes. In second one, 24 gram powdered magnesium. 24 gram powdered magnesium is reacted, yes. So it means that in both cases, the amount of solid and the status of solid is same. The state of solid. Physical state is powder. The surface area is same. Quantity, number of moles are same, and it means that the flat portion of your graph must be the same. The flat portion of the curve, the graph, should be the same. It means that it could not be the D or C. It could not be D or C. Now come to the next one. And here is 1 mole per dm cube concentration of the sulfuric acid with 100 centimeter cube volume. In second experiment, the concentration is double as compared with the first one. and volume is half. Volume is half, that is 50. So higher the concentration, higher the speed of reaction. Experiment 2 is represented by this dashed line. This dashed line must be closer to the y-axis, and AB, in case of A, it is more closer to the y-axis. So A is the correct option. The speed of experiment number 2 will be higher, and both of the experiment will give the same amount of shield. Same amount of shield that is represented by this flat portion. Come towards the next question, that is question number 20. Solution X is colorless. A few drops of aqueous potassium iodide solution are added to the sample of X. No change is seen. A colorless solution, few drops of potassium iodide is added. What is the nature of the potassium iodide? Simply it means you can say it's a famous reducing agent. Famous reducing agent. No change is seen. It means that the solution X is not having any sort of oxidizing agent. That is, one of the options that we can perceive. The next one is solution Y is a colorless. The next one, few drop of aqueous acidified potassium magnate solutions are added to the sample Y. The color of potassium magnate, KMnO4, disappears. Yes, this potassium permanganate, this KMnO4 is an oxidizing agent, and if it is changing, there is a change in color of the KMnO4, purple to colorless. If there is change in the color of KMnO4, this solution, this substance will said to be the reducing agent, and so on. What can be deduced about the X and Y from these two observations? X and Y are the both reducing agent. Number one, it is confirmed that it is not an oxidizing agent. It may be the reducing agent, but it is not yet confirmed that. It may be, The second one is, X is an oxidizing agent. No, it's not an oxidizing agent. It's wrong. C, X is not reducing agent. Again, we are not confirmed. It may be, but we are not confirmed about it. We have not performed any sort of experiment or the test, you can say. The last one is, X is an oxidizing agent, is not an oxidizing agent. Yes, it is confirmed. X is not oxidizing agent. It is true. Y is reducing agent. Yes, it is true. So the D1 is the appropriate with all respect. So finally, D is the correct option, where the all option are the accurate option, authentic option, and so on. Question number 21. Brown nitrogen dioxide react with colorless dinitrogen tetroxide in reversible reactions. The forward reaction is exothermic. This one is exothermic. It means that the previous one is endothermic, right? Which changes would make the equilibrium mixture darker in color? Darker mean the position of equilibrium should be reversed, should be shifted towards the left hand side. So what is the option? By decreasing the temperature, this one is the endothermic reaction, this side is endothermic side. Increase in temperature will favor this side. The increase in temperature favors the endothermic reactions. So temperature should be increased. Number one, are the C, either the C or the D may be the correct option. The next one is, what about the pressure? In case of pressure, on increasing the pressure, in this case, 2 moles are on the left hand side and 1 mole is on the right hand side, right? 1 mole. On increasing the pressure, equilibrium will shift towards the right hand side where there are less number of mole. And reverse is true on lowering the pressure or on decreasing the pressure. On decreasing pressure, this is the case on increasing pressure. So we want to move towards the left hand side, so pressure should be decreased. and C is the correct option. Question number 22. Which row shows the pH values for 0.1 mole per dm cube solution of ammonia, hydrochloric acid, sodium chloride and sodium hydroxide? pH values. pH value of NH3, that is the weak base, it should be the 11. It should be the 11, but I mean it's a base, its pH must be higher than that of the 7. It's a HCl, it's a strong acid, its answer should be the 1. Its answer should be the 1. NaCl is, the neutral salt, its pH should be 7. NaOH is a strong alkali, its pH should be the 13. So this row is the correct one. C is the correct option. Question number 23. Question number 23. Yes, 4 test tubes are set up as shown: W, X, Y and Z. Here is AgNO3, here is copper nitrate, here is lead nitrate, here is NaNO3. What is the effect of adding dilute HCl to each of the test tube? If we add dilute HCl, HCl mean H positive ion and Cl negative ion. Here is the presence of Ag positive ion. So white precipitation occur, white precipitate is formed. AgCl is formed in this case. In this case, if you are going to add HCl, H positive ion, Cl negative ion, I think as far as the O-level chemistry is concerned, there must be no any sort of the effect as it is adding the dilute. But if we are using the concentrated HCl, it may change the color of the solution. That may be the yellowish solution. So as far as O-level chemistry is concerned, there is no any sort of thing or observation you can say that is happening in case of dilute HCl. In case of Y, PbNO3, again we are going to add HCl, H positive ion, Cl negative ion and Pb2 positive ion. They will meet together to make white precipitate of PbCl2. And in the Z, in the last one, NaNO3 and HCl, there is the formation of NaNO3 and HNO3. No clear observation would be there. So the observation will be in case of Y, in case of W, effect, in W and Y, B is the correct option. Question number 24. Aqueous ammonia react with a compound to form a salt, ammonium phosphate. What type of reaction will ammonia undergo to form the ammonium salt? Ammonia is a base. Whenever it is going to make a salt, this reaction is said to be acid-base reaction or acid-base neutralization. So this one is the correct option. Question number 25. Sulfuric acid is manufactured in the contact process. Several substances are involved in this process, including vanadium 5 oxide and water. Which is the role? Which roles are played by the vanadium 5 oxide and water in the contact process? Right? You know it's a catalyst. What is the role of water? It's a reactant or solvent. You can say that in the last step. SO3, when it is allowed to react with the water, it is very much vigorous reaction to make H2SO4. So we change the route, alternative route. SO3 is mixed with H2SO4 to make oleum, H2S2O7, and again H2S2O7 is mixed with water, and water is going to react with this one. Overall, they are going to make 2 mole of H2SO4. So water is going to react, water is going to take part as the chemical reaction. It is behaving as a reactant. So A is the correct option. Question number 26. Some properties which indicate the differences in elements are listed. Metallic character, number 2, number of electron shells in the atom, number of protons in an atom, total number of electrons in an atom. Which 2 properties increase across the period in the product table? As we move from left to right in the product table, in the periodic table, you can say when we move from left to right, which two characters increases? Number one, metallic character decreases. Number of electron shell in atom remains same. And number of proton increases. Total number of electron in an atom also increases. Total number of electron also increases. So 3 and 4, I mean D is the correct option. Question number 27. Germanium is the member of group 4 of the periodic table. It has proton number equal to 32. Selenium is the member of or is in group 6 in the periodic table. It has proton number of 34. Which prediction can be made based on the position of germanium and selenium in the periodic table? Let's see over here. Here is the periodic table, and here is germanium, and here is silicon. It is having 4 outermost electron because it is the member of 4th group. It is having 6 outermost electron because it is having the member of 6th group. So, number 1, germanium atom has 2 more valence electron than a selenium atom. No, germanium is having 4 outer shell electrons and selenium is having 6 electron. It is having 2 less number of electron, not 2 more. So A option is the incorrect option. Germanium forms Ge3 positive ion. No, it's correct. It belongs to the group number 3. So it can make germanium 4 positive, not 3 positive. So this is the incorrect option. Germanium has more metallic character than selenium. Yes, it is true. Yes, it is true. Because as we move from left to right in the period, metallic character decreases. So germanium is having more metallic character than selenium. This one is the correct option. 27, the correct option is the C. The next one is question number 28. The proton number of cesium is 55. The proton number of the cesium is 55. The next one I am going to again show it on the data booklet. Here is the cesium and its proton number is 55. The next one, compared with the lithium, here is the lithium and it is having the lithium, here is the cesium, its proton number is equal to 3, it's 55. Compared with the lithium, the melting point of the cesium is 1 and the reaction of the cesium with water is 2, less or more vigorous, higher or lower you can say. The number of valence electron in the cesium, what about this one? Number 1, this one fill in the blank, that is equal to 3. They both are the part of the same group. They both are lying in the same group. So they are having same number of electron. They all are having one valence electron. So the third one option is the same. Third one is the same. The next one is, as we move down the group, what about the melting point? Melting point decreases. As we move down the group, with lithium, the melting point of the cesium is decreased and so on, or the lower you can say. The reaction of cesium is more vigorous. So one should be the less or lower you can say, and it will be the more and the same. So 28, D is the correct option. Question number 28, D is the correct option. Now come toward the next question, 29. Nickel is the transition element. Which property does it have? It can act as a catalyst. Yes, it is true. It conducts electricity when molten in both cases, molten and solid in both cases. Yes, it is true. It forms colored compounds. Yes, it is true because it's a transition element. it has only one oxidation state in its compound? No, it will show variable oxidation state. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, I mean A is the correct option. Question number 30, which metal react with steam and can be extracted from its ore by reduction with the carbon? This metal must be, metal react with the steam and can be extracted with the help of carbon. So it must be less reactive than that of the carbon. I mean, it cannot be the magnesium or the calcium, and it could be the copper and zinc. But zinc does not react, copper does not react with the steam. Copper does not react with the steam. So the one and only, zinc react with the steam. D is the correct option. D is the correct option. 3 correct statements about the aluminiums are listed. Aluminium is the most common metal in the earth crust. As far as the, the abundance of the metal is concerned, yes, it is. No, it's not true. It's not true. As far as the abundance of the aluminium is concerned, aluminium is the most common metal in the earth crust. No, it's not true. It is costly to extract aluminium from its ore bauxite. Yes, its cost is because of its extraction from the bauxite. The world supply of the bauxite is limited. The world supply of the bauxite, yes, as compared to the consumption, the supply is limited. Yes, it is true. So 2 and 3, B is the correct option. 32. Attaching piece of magnesium to underground water pipes can protect the iron from the corrosion. Which reaction protects the iron from the corrosion? So it means that magnesium react before the reaction of the iron. So it will react like that. Magnesium loses 2 electrons and it changes itself into magnesium 2 positive ion. Because of this reaction, basically the iron plate is, getting protection. So which one is the correct one option? The last one, the D one, that is D. 32, D is the correct option. Question number 33, the iron is extracted from its ore, hematite in the blast furnace. Which statement about this extraction process is correct? Air is blown to the blast furnace to react with the carbon. Yes, it is true. First of all, the air is blown, oxygen react with the carbon to make CO2. Then further CO2 react with the carbon to make CO and so on. So the first one reaction is air is blown in the blast furnace to react with the carbon. To start the reaction of carbon, there is, the hot air is blown. Yes, the A1 is the correct option. The next one is question number 34. Which statement about the preparation and the properties of the aluminium is correct? Aluminium is obtained by heating aluminium oxide with carbon. Aluminium is obtained by heating aluminium oxide with carbon. No, it cannot be extracted with the carbon. It is extracted with the help of electrolysis. Aluminium is produced at anode. Aluminium is having basically 3 positive ion. Its ion is the positive ion, and it is collected at cathode. Aluminium is unreactive as it forms the oxide coating. Yes, it is true. That is once again one of the oftenly asked questions. Aluminium is unreactive because of its coating. So C is the correct option. How many mole of hydrogen chloride are formed when 1 mole of methane reacts with a large excess of Cl2 in sunlight? So I'm going to write it over here. I'm going to write its equation. CH4 with excess Cl2, all hydrogen should be replaced, and finally you will have CCl4. And to balance this chemical equation, HCl will be formed and 4 mole of HCl will be formed. And to balance chemical equation, we will write 4 over here. So how many mole of hydrogen chlorides are formed? That is equal to 4 moles. D is the correct option. Vegetable oil can be made, can be made into margarine. Which row describe the change which take place? Hydrogen is added, hydrogen is removed. Hydrogen is added. Viscosity, the next thing that is going to be formed is more viscous or less viscous. As you know, oil is going to change into the solid, that is the margarine. So there will be more viscosity, viscosity will be increased. So A is the correct option. Question number 37, which statement about alcohols are correct? All alcohols contain OH negative ions. No, OH negative ion is the property of the alkaline or the alcohol. Ethanol can be formed from ethene using the reaction catalyzed by the yeast. No, the yeast is used, the yeast is present or it is used in the fermentation process, that is not going to initiate from the ethene. So this is the incorrect one. Methanol can be oxidized to methanoic acid. Yes, it is correct. Alcohol X and Y shown isomers. X and Y are the isomers. Yes, they are isomer. In this case, OH group is carbon number 2, and in this case, OH group is present at carbon number 1. So they both are having the different structure, and both are having same formula. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 carbons and 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. Again 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again it is also having 4 carbons, 10 hydrogens, 1 oxygen. So yes, it is true, they both are having same molecular formula, but the structure is different. So 3 and 4, D is the correct option. 37 question, D is the correct option. Which circle structure shows only the functional group of the carboxylic acid? You know what is the carboxylic acid? This one is, this group is said to be the carboxylic acid. This structure, this circle is, beyond the carboxylic acid, so this is incorrect. Yes, it is correct. This structure, OCOH, is the structure of the carboxylic acid. So B is the correct option. Not this one, this should be like that. And again, hydrogen must be included in this group. So D is also incorrect. B is the correct option. Question number 39. Which statement about polymer is correct? Nylon and terylene both are the polyester. No, nylon is not polyester. Proteins and nylon have the same monomer units. No, protein is having amino acid as the monomers, and nylon may have a dioic acid or diamine. So they are not having the same monomeric unit. Protein have the same imide linkage as nylon. Yes, it is true. Protein is also having the same sort of linkage as that of the nylon. Question number, the last one, 40. Some information about compound X is given. X contains element carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen only. Carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen only. The product of the hydrolysis of the X is simple sugar, glucose. It should be the starch. It should be the starch. So D is the correct option. That's all about this paper. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.